So we have some major catching up to do. If you've been wondering why I haven't posted a YouTube video in a few weeks when I was posting one every week, the thumbnail of this video probably gave you your answer. We are having a surprise baby number 3, and I'm going to answer all of the frequently asked questions, share the story with you guys. I've been an open book as far as sharing our infertility journey through secondary infertility. I shared our entire first pregnancy, so it only seems right to share this one too. We are so excited. It was something that we obviously did not plan for ourselves, but God obviously laughs at your plans and will give you what you need, I guess. And something that somebody recently sent me, one of my friends sent me this the other day that I thought was just so fitting. And it's a quote, and it says, "Someone told me that this miracle is a spirit that has been trying to meet us earthside all this time." And it just makes me really reflect on our entire journey, and it's just wild. I cannot believe we are here again. So let's start from the beginning, I guess. If you're new here, hi, I'm Alessandra. I'm a mom of 2. I am a dual fitness business owner. We own a software company in the health and fitness space and a coaching company, SD Evolution. I run, I lift, I just like to share a healthy lifestyle. So I guess we'll start with the common question of like when I'm due, how far along I am. I am 9 weeks and change, and our due date is end of February. And I know some people will probably be like, well, why are you announcing so early? Like, aren't you nervous? Honestly, no. With our journey, I have always been an open book. You guys probably have seen my other videos on here sharing all about our early losses and going through that. And I personally just am at the point where I'm going to share my life either way. And I also know with going through 3 miscarriages that you have to celebrate every day that you are pregnant, and you should look forward to every day that you are. I think life in general is out of our control. Like, anything can happen to any of us tomorrow. So I'm just going to focus on really enjoying every single day for what it is. I guess we'll kind of touch on the elephant in the room here because we did say we were done. We were happy, content with 2 kids after Cora was born. And I think a big part of that, for me at least, was not wanting to go through the stress of trying to conceive and possibly having more infertility issues again. And it's just very stressful going through that. And I didn't want to go through that again. I was also very content having Cora. I felt like our family was complete. I didn't necessarily have any desire to be pregnant again. So in a lot of ways, we were good. We're happy. Yeah. But obviously, someone else had different plans in place for us. And I think just how this happened has been so stress-free and surprising, obviously, but also like it was just meant to be the way that it happened. And without going into too much detail, it was fate. So I am definitely at peace with that. We are excited about it. This baby is so wanted, and we know that this will complete our family for real this time. We don't plan on having any more after this. So yeah, not planned per se, but we're so grateful. And I think it's also really crazy going through pregnancy so far with just like an ease and a peace about everything right now, because with Cora we had so much extra testing and extra ultrasounds and all this blood work, and I was on progesterone because we were at the fertility clinic. So to go from that and for trying for almost 2 years to just poof, positive test, you made it past 6 weeks, which all my miscarriages happened prior to 6 weeks. It's just wild. Like it's almost been a very healing first trimester in that aspect. Like I didn't know I needed that. I would say it's almost just been as naive as my first pregnancy was, if that makes any sense. Another question I got was, obviously people asked what we were doing for birth control and if my Aura ring failed. So if you don't know, I probably have videos from like 2018 about when I came off birth control and tracking my cycle. I'm very big on tracking my cycle. I've tracked my cycle since late 2017, early 2018. I know exactly when I ovulate every month. I am very good with that. And then when Oura Ring came out with the cycle tracking feature, so the Oura Ring uses an app called Natural Cycles that tracks your cycle. So it takes your temperature, amongst other things, and it will tell you where you're at in your cycle, whether you have green days or red days, when you should use protection, all of that stuff. So with that, and with my knowledge of tracking without an app, I am very in tune with my body. I know my body very well. The Oura Ring did not fail me whatsoever. I knew exactly when I was ovulating, and let's just say it was a husband failure. That's all I'm going to say about that. But it was not a surprise in that sense. The second it happened, I knew this was a possibility. But with that, I also, based on our history, did not think really much of it. I did not think this was going to be possible or happen so easily again. So it's kind of crazy just how this all came about. It really was just an easy process, which is just, hopefully that answers that question and all those related questions. How we found out. So I woke up one Saturday morning to go for my long run. If you guys have been following along, I've been doing lots of running and training for a half marathon later this year, which I will touch on here shortly. But I woke up, and obviously this was after the series of events that occurred. I just knew when I get pregnant, I can feel it in my body. I don't know if it's my uterus just starting to swell or what it is, but I just get this I am pregnant feeling. No other symptoms really, no sore boobs or anything else. It's literally just something in my uterus that's okay, there's something in there. So I woke up that morning and I just had a gut feeling. Didn't take a test yet. I knew that if I took a test at 5 a.m. before my run, I would not go run after that because I would be freaking out. So I decided to run, went for my 8-mile run that morning, came home, chilled out for a little bit. So at this point, it's later in the day. It's probably almost the afternoon. So not my first morning pee or anything like that. And I was all right, let me take a test just to see. At this point, I think I was technically late with my period by 2 days. But I'm still less than a year postpartum. So although my period has been pretty consistent, it has fluctuated a couple days here and there. So I didn't really think much of it. Again, not expecting anything at this point. And I got my period back at 6 weeks postpartum with Cora. So we've had a lot of cycles. So I take the test. You can literally see my pee saturate the test strip. So the test line comes up pretty rapidly. Literally 2 seconds later, another dark line comes up and I'm oh, okay. Josh was mowing the lawn at this point, and I literally just texted him a picture with no caption necessary. And that's how I told him. So to say we were surprised, yes, we were surprised that it happened, but we knew there was a chance based on. That's how we found out. How I've been feeling, symptoms, all of that good stuff. So obviously 9 weeks now. I have 4 more weeks of the first trimester. I'm pretty notorious for having easy first trimesters, With my first, with Kai, I remember being very tired. I took naps like every day and maybe a little bit nauseous at night, but I also didn't help myself out at all I just feel like I sort of adapted the mindset of like, oh, I'm pregnant, I can eat whatever I want kind of thing. And I would just have like mac and cheese for dinner and like really overloaded on the carbs, which was fine, like whatever. So that was my first trimester with him. And then with Cora, I was on the progesterone. So I feel like that kind of increased a lot of my symptoms almost. Like it made me really bloated. It made me break out a lot. It just made me not feel super hot. So it's hard to compare because that was like a big change compared to just a normal first trimester. And this time, honestly, it's my best feeling first trimester that I've had out of all three. So some breast tenderness here and there. I'm a little more fatigued on certain days, but overall pretty good. Don't really have time to nap right now with an 11-month-old and a 5-year-old. So we're not really doing any of that. But I think that's kind of, in a way, helpful and a blessing because it's keeping me moving, and movement for me makes me feel my best. Like when I go out for my runs or do a training session, I feel way better doing that than just sitting and doing nothing on the couch, pregnant or not. So I think in a way that's been helpful, but no like strong symptoms. I would say I have a really strong sense of smell, but it's not really like affecting my food or anything. I can still eat all my normal foods, no aversions, no real cravings, maybe like leaning towards saltier things, but that could just be me needing to take more electrolytes too. So very blessed, very grateful for another easy first trimester. And someone did ask if I'm obviously not taking progesterone or doing anything that I needed to do with Cora for this pregnancy, which is pretty cool. We've just been kind of status quo. And again, I think that's just almost healing. It's been definitely weird, but like it's just crazy to experience a normal first trimester without so much fear and anxiety. So bless. Will we find out the gender? Yes. I am not somebody who can go the whole time and be surprised at the end. We've already got our surprise. We are good. We're going to find out at 10 weeks. So I'll take my blood test in a few days. And then about a week after that, we'll find out. We'll probably do something fun with Kai this time to tell them in a fun way and to find out maybe as a family together in a fun way. Haven't decided yet, but we will obviously share that. Am I still doing my half marathon? At this time, I'm going to say yes, and that can change, but I'm at my highest mileage of running thus far. I've progressed the last 9 weeks of being pregnant, and I feel really good. I feel my best typically when I'm running, so we're just going to go for it. There's plenty of women out there who run half and full marathons when they're pregnant, so we're going to see how far we can go, but I'm planning on attempting to continue training for that as of right now, which is exciting. All right, last question I'm going to do in this video, and I'm sure there will be plenty more updates to come. Somebody asked if I was concerned about getting pregnant so soon because Cora is 11 months. By the time this baby is born, she will be almost 18 months or maybe 18 months, depending when the baby comes. The current research and what my doctor shared with me is she's not concerned whatsoever. I'm very healthy in all ways. So she has no concerns. So she really has no concerns. A lot of the research will say, like when you initially research it, it'll say 18 months is like the preferred age gap that they recommend. But there has been some emerging research that shows even just waiting 6 months post-birth to conceive has similar results or whatever compared to 18 months. So again, my midwives were all supportive of it. I had a VBAC with Cora, so they are supportive of another vaginal birth. Again, no concerns there whatsoever. Honestly, I feel good. Like, I know it can take up to a year or sometimes even 2 years to recover from labor and delivery and pregnancy. But with everything that I preach, everything that I focus on, strength-wise, pelvic floor-wise, core-wise, my nutrition, taking care of myself, I'm what I consider at peak performance, peak health at probably since 8 months postpartum, to be honest. And it's funny because I considered myself at peak health when we got pregnant with Cora too. So it just goes to show what you should be focusing on while trying to conceive is what you should be focusing on for ultimate health. There's no difference there. That is the update. That is what I wanted to share with you guys for now. I'm going to continue to share like week of training videos, nutrition videos, just bringing you through this pregnancy and training and all the things. So I'm super excited. If you made it this far, thanks for watching the whole thing. And I'm happy to answer any more questions in the comments. So drop them below. See you in the next video.